Welcome back to Tears of the Kingdom, everybody. In this one, we're going to go through a quick guide on how to reach the Ice Shrine. This character has already done it already, but I'm going to take you just through some pointers on reaching there. Mainly resisting the cold with food, and how you are going to get up this bit here, because there's a rather large looking ledge, and it's not completely obvious how you get up there, and when you're under a time constraint, I don't feel like it's very pleasant for you to be wandering around in the snow. So that is what this video is looking at solving. First up, to keep yourself warm, you will need these peppers right here that are right at the bottom of the mountain. This is a pretty obvious cave. You have to go through it to get up there, realistically. It's at the kind of the foot of where all the ice is. And we can get a total of 6 peppers from here, nice and easily. And all we really need to do is mix those with basically any single food item. If you don't have anything at all on you, there is a tree over this way, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this tree down so that we can have those apples there as my example. In case you don't know, to make an axe, you just need a stick and a shaped stone, much like that one. I don't know where all those are going to be around here specifically. Cut the tree down, and we should get 3 apples in total. Don't know where the third one has gone. There it is. Cool, let's pick those up, and then we can go ahead, take those apples with our peppers over to the cooking station just inside the cave. Go into your menu here, and we just need to hold 1 apple and 1 pepper. Put that into the cooking pot. I'm going to skip that. And there we have spicy simmered fruit. It's going to give us 3 minutes of cold resistance. I recommend you want at least 3, but I feel like 4 is comfortable. 5 is like ample. So think about it that way. I mean, if you're going to use this guide, you should be pretty much okay. But I'm just going to make 3. That should be okay for me, to be honest. I know what I'm doing. With that done then, we're going to make our way through the cave. This is not a combat guide, so we're just going to skip through that kind of thing until we reach the ice, so I can show you guys what to do. Okay then, quick tutorial on the cold and temperature in general, as most of the temperature works fairly similarly. There will obviously be differences, like extreme heat will set things on fire, lightning will electrocute you, other things like this. But basically, the gist of it is, when you're in extreme weather and you're not resistant to it, you'll notice that we'll actually start taking damage because we're too cold, and that is not good. You have 2 options to resist this. There is actually 1 piece of clothing here in the Sky Island, but you can't really get it until you've reached the top anyways. But when you equip something that has cold resistance like this, I'm actually going to be fine. But obviously, we are not assuming that you guys have that right now. So your other option is to, in fact, consume some food. And obviously, we just made our food here that's going to give us the same effect as the clothing, but for a timer. There are going to be more extreme variations of the cold and the heat, so sometimes you may need to do both to stay within the limit. And that is going to give us a 3-minute timer to progress through this ice area for each of these pieces of fruit. Now, being as I've just told you guys, there is going to be some ice resistance right here. What I recommend is that you do not explore the snow area just yet, and all you do is just make your way forward. If we continue along this way, we'll find that we have another cave that we want to visit, which is what we want to do. Be careful, I think it's on this particular part here anyway. On the left, we've got some machines that are going to want to ambush us. We're not really too bothered about that. We're just going to skip all of those and get into the next cave. Good thing about being in the next cave is we have some bomb arrows, which are really good. I recommend using these against the worm enemy. You guys are going to see that it's around the corner here. Is it still there? Maybe it stays dead. I don't know if it respawns. Yes, they're very effective against the worm enemy that's around here. That's what I used to defeat it. It only took one bomb, and then it kind of spits like this weird seed thing out that you can attack. Oh, it's right here, look. I don't really want to do a combat guide, but just kind of give you guys a quick... I don't even know if I actually have a bow. I don't even have a bow. I can't show you. I'm going to have to run past it. So if you want to fight this, you can do. It drops like a really rare seed thing that I think is going to be pretty useful later on. But we're just going to skip on past that so we can reach the top. Okay then, at the exit to the cave then, I'm going to recommend that you refresh your cold timer. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to consume the second one of these. And we pretty much want to hug the left. There's going to be some chews that want to appear on us, and we're not too bothered about fighting those right now. We're good with just kind of heading our way up the hill, which is where we want to go. Now, at this point then, you can see we have the shaped stone right here. That's because you are meant to be using an axe. We're going to cut down these trees. And 4 should be a good amount. We already have 1 on the ground, so we just need to cut 3 of them down. Okay, once we have our... Do you mind? You need to get out of the way. Once we have 4 trees, we need to go about lining them up. So we're going to grab this one. But it's somewhere fairly flat. You want them to join in a pretty steady line. Because otherwise, like, you don't want this. This is not going to be very useful to you. Let's wiggle that around. Take that off. Come on, meet in the middle, please. Meet in the middle. I really don't like the angle you're using there. There we go. That should be okay. Move that on a little bit. And we need to make this 4 long overall. Like I say, we want to try to get it as straight as we can. It's 3, 4. I mean, it might not have to be 4, but I feel like 4 was ample. Now you see what I just did there was, obviously because it wasn't a very good angle, and I can drop it straight to make it a straighter post. Just kind of drop it down so then it'll work nicely. Either way, now we can grab this, and it's probably best to grab it from the back. That way, when you hold in your right bumper, you can press down on the D-pad, and that's going to angle it nicely, and you can see almost immediately there where we want to put this. Right, so that's what we want to do. We're going to make a little branch like this, and then we just want to jump on. We don't want to push it. It doesn't really matter how steep it is. If it's too steep for him to walk on, he'll climb it, so that's all good. And then, if you really want to, this is probably like quite convenient actually. Provided this thing here doesn't really mess me up too badly. We can actually take this with us, right? We can... Oops, excuse me. Sure, I really need you to leave me alone, so I want to show people something here. Put this on here like this, and then we can climb this again. Oh man, really? This chew is messing everything up. I'm so sorry. We can climb this again. Excuse me. Climb this again, he says, for the 12 millionth time. So sorry. And then in here, there will be a chest. This is what is going to contain those nice warm trousers that we had. And then... Obviously, you don't have to go up and get those, but it's just a good idea. And then right there is going to be the shrine, which will allow you to enter. Now you can explore all of the snow on the mountaintops without having to keep on eating food, and you can take on the Gutanbac shrine.